Thank you for watching, and welcome to our little corner of magic. October's chill continued. The dress fitting or not fitting.
Dumbledore and his infinite meddling wisdom insists Severus accompany Jean to her dress fitting. Something about partnership building and mentorship. Whatever that's supposed to mean. Jean's fuming, but she hides it with that tight-lipped grin of hers. Severus, he's seething inside. But of course, he wears that classic stone-faced expression, like he'd rather be anywhere else but dragged along on this utterly frivolous errand. And it wasn't only the prank that gnawed at him, though irritated him deeply. No, it was the way she looked at him sometimes. That fire in her eyes, like she could see right straight through his fortress he'd spent decades building. And Merlin help him, she reminded him what it felt like to be alive, and that was the thing he needed. That evening, Jean found a small note resting on her workbench in the potions classroom. Try not to embarrass yourself at the fitting. Thursday, 6 sharp. Don't be late. S. She rolled her eyes hard, nearly giving herself a headache.
Embarrass myself? Really?
But if nothing else, that meant one thing. They were actually going through the whole ball thing. Thursday arrived. She waited just outside the castle gates, arms crossed, foot tapping. Severus appeared from the shadows, expression grim, robes fluttering dramatically.
You're late.
She said, checking an invisible watch. I am precisely on time. You're early. Overachieving again, I see. She gave him a look.
You're not thrilled about this either, are you?
I would rather face a Hungarian horntail than an appointment involving pins and fabric. Jean bit back a grin.
Let's make a deal. We survive this together and I'll hex the next person who says ruffled collar within 10 feet in front of you.
Tempting, he drawled, offering his arm like a weary knight facing doom. Together they marched toward Madame Thistledown's shop like it was a battlefield. They arrive at Madame Thistledown's boutique.
I'm not looking forward to this.
Nor am I. Madame Thistledown is an overzealous menace with a measuring tape with no boundaries.
Lovely. Shall we?
As they stepped toward the door, Jean stepped aside in mock politeness. After you, he deadpanned. Ladies first, even reluctant ones. The moment they stepped in Madame Thistledown's robes for all occasions, Jean was hit by an overwhelming scent of lavender and something much less pleasant. Potion fumes, no doubt, from the endless racks of vibrant robes, each one more garish than the last. Severus stands stiff at the entrance like he was bracing himself for a hex. Lace, silk, and glamour practically oozing from the place. A seamstress, a bubbly little witch with a measuring tape that floats on its own, spotted them immediately.
Ah, Professor Snape, Miss Grifflet. Oh, you two must be the lovely couple from Hogwarts.
Jean almost chokes. Severus's jaw tightens slightly to a dangerous degree. We are not a couple. He growls low and clipped.
Now, let's get you sorted. You'll look marvellous, I assure you. Come along, we have work to do.
Severus scowled, his arms folding tightly across his chest. I highly doubt any amount of work will prevent you from attempting to humiliate us. Madame Thistledown ignored him, her eyes gleaming as she rushed forward, taking Jean's arm and nearly pulling her into the fitting room. Jean gave Severus a glance. Marvelous, she mouthed, her lips curling in disbelief. You're not escaping that easily, Severus muttered, already half-turned toward a row of robes. A moment later, Thistledown was already yanking at the fabric of her dress, measuring and pulling, fussing over every detail.
This will be perfect, just perfect. I have a new line I'm dying to try.
She cooed as she cinched the waistline a little too tight for comfort. Jean winced.
Perfect. I'm suffocated already.
You won't once it's done. Let me work, dear.
Madame Thistledown said briskly, pinning Jean's dress in place. Meanwhile, Severus was standing by a corner of the room, grimacing at the set of robes that looked more suited to a carnival than a ball. He awkwardly sits on a settee upholstered in lilac and roses. He looked like a crow sitting on a wedding cake. Then Jean steps out. The dress is a deep emerald green velvet with a low back, fitted sleeves, and just enough shimmer to catch the candle light. Her hair's down, tumbling over her shoulders. She's not just beautiful, she's dangerously enchanting. Severus forgets to breathe. For one wild moment, he forgets about the decorum, even forgets how to be snarky. Jean catches his stare. Jean bit her lip.
Well, say something, Professor.
Severus raises an eyebrow and clears his throat. It's acceptable, he said reluctantly. She rolls her eyes.
You've got an emotional range of a teaspoon.
He stands up, taking a slow step closer. And you, Miss Grifflet, are going to cause a great deal of trouble at the ball. She leans in just a little.
I wouldn't be me if I didn't.
Madame Thistledown beamed, seemingly obvious to their banter as she hurried around Jean to adjust the last few bits. Madame clucks her tongue and says with great drama,
It's nearly perfect, but just a touch snug here and there. Nothing a teensy bit of slimming can't fix.
Jean glares in the mirror. The dress is stunning, but it did hug her hips just a little bit too much. Severus, the ever tactless romantic, folds his arms and announces, I'll handle it. Madame Thistledown, oblivious to the exchange, ushered them out of the fitting room with hurried movements.
I'll send you an owl when it's ready. Do come back soon, both of you.
They stepped out of the boutique in the crisp October night air, wind tugging at Jean's cloak as she wrapped it tight. Severus walked beside her, hands clasping behind his back, perfectly unbothered by the chill. You looked adequate, he drawled at last, though a faint curl at his mouth betrayed more than he intended. Jean narrowed her eyes.
Adequate? That's all you've got to say?
His gaze slid to hers, dark and unreadable, yet glinting with something sly. Yes, but don't trouble yourself. I'll handle it. His stride lengthened, cloak snapping in the October wind, leaving her to hurry after him, suspicion sparking like fire in her chest.
Handle it? How?
Jean called out after him, firm enough to demand an answer, but soft enough to betray the uneased curling in her voice. He didn't look back, and that silence left her wondering more than his words ever could.
Love what you see, like and subscribe and be a part of our journey. It's far from being over.